We have some new flowers today.
Aren't they pretty?
Aren't they pretty? It's just a little reminder that spring is coming, even though it's not quite February. And our friends in Minnesota are dealing with very cold weather. So if you're out there, may you have a warm day
Yes,
by
I
the
hope
fire.
you're making cookies. That's what I would be doing.
Yes.
Oh, yum. Now I want a cookie.
Bake something. Wrap up, drink hot cocoa. I'm from Minnesota, and I was remembering why I moved.
It's like -30, isn't it? Below?
So cold. I remember when I was a kid and I used to walk outside and your nostril hairs would freeze. It's so cold.
Oh my
It's the
word.
weirdest feeling.
That's insane. Wow. I remember icicles in New York, but nothing like that.
Oh man.
Wow.
Anyway, today we are back at the encouragement table talking about prayer. And prayer can be challenging, I think, taking that time to just sit and focus and pray. I'll tell you, in my house, we're not really good at like dinner time prayers, bedtime prayers, you know, all those sort of standard things really don't work for us because dinner time and bedtime is basically the worst time in our life, in our home. And so I just want to encourage you that you don't have to get trapped into, if you're not doing those things, then you're doing it wrong.
Right.
So just to start there, this is all about grace and, you know, finding ways that it works into your life. So Erica wants to share a little bit about kind of a challenging time they went through in their life and how she found praying through a really difficult time to be and kind of how she went about that.
Well, and Rebecca, what you just said is so appropriate because you have to pray through circumstances sometimes. My son had ulcerative colitis. He's fine now, but he did lose his colon. So we went through countless surgeries. It was unbelievable. And each time, that act of faith of, you know, one time the nurse said, if you want to get scrubbed up, you can walk him to the operating room. So we looked like, my husband and I, the giant, you know, marshmallow people. I mean, we were covered. And our son was already kind of going under the anesthesia, and we're walking with him down the hall. That was the longest walk of my life. I don't know if you've ever been in an operating wing, but they have these huge sinks with foot pedals, and it smells like antiseptic, and it's freezing cold. And you're like this, you're tense, you know? And I remember thinking, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. And sometimes that's a very powerful prayer. In a situation where you are completely out of control, having to go, yeah, you can go, you know, take my son, take the knife, you know where I'm going with this, right? Like, I'm releasing you, you know, I mean, to do that to my son. And what I didn't know at the time, and what I didn't think about was until later, when I was out of the emotional part of it, as my husband and I were walking beside Josh on that gurney, Jesus was walking beside us. I did not feel it at the time. I'm not embarrassed to tell you that. But looking back, I understood that the only way I was able to stay sane was to ask for God's help and trust He was going to give it to me. And He was. And that's what I want you to hear today. Maybe you're not walking down an operating hall. Maybe you're walking out a marriage that feels like there is no more life left in it. There's not even a breath left. Maybe you're walking through an illness and you're like, I can't go through another day feeling sick, feeling depleted. Whatever it is, if it's depression, God is beside you, and you can talk to Him at any moment. I love how the Bible says pray without ceasing, and I don't think that means you're constantly like this, but if that's you all day long, God, I need your help. God, I need a glimpse of hope. I had a friend that prayed over me once. My friend Lee, she prayed that God would give me a glimpse of my future. You want to pray a powerful prayer over somebody? Pray that today. But I think, like, my encouraging word to you today is just to know He's right there. He's walking with you in it. I hate to be cheesy, but the old poem Footprints, you know, all the while you think that there's just one set of footprints in the sand, but it's because God is carrying you, right? Powerful stuff.
Yeah. I remember when my dad passed away, and my mom and dad were overseas, and so we obviously weren't with them, and she had said to me, she remembers in the moment he passed away, and she immediately was like, okay, God, you're taking this person away. What's next? And what was so profound for me about that was the first thing that she did was looked up, and then God could come and guide her in that devastating, obviously, situation. And to be able to model that power, I guess, to your children it's just, I always look to her as such a powerful pillar of faith. That's how I want to be in a dark situation. I want to, oh my goodness, something's happening, and immediately look up. I won't say that I always do that, but I love that picture of doing that and allowing God to come down in the moment and comfort or guide or, whatever the situation.
He promises the peace that passes understanding. So, like, you couldn't explain it in that moment. Your mom couldn't. But something else I want to say, I remember when my friends prayed over me. So when I was in that place of, you know what, God, I have no words left for you. You're looking into my heart. You know what my heart's desires are for my son. But there were times, like, when he needed a half gallon of blood. I don't know how to describe to you how terrifying that is. And my friends, like mother hens, they just came around me. They're putting their hands on my shoulders and my head, and they are praying. It's okay to call somebody today, to text and say, you know what, I need prayer now. It is real. It is powerful.
Yeah.
It's life-changing.
And it lifts you up. I think allowing yourself to say, I don't know if I have the faith right now to pray. I don't know if I can get the words out. I need you to do it for me. I think that's okay. And I think that can be really profound.
I agree. And something else, like maybe you're not going through something today. You're like, okay, well, it's kind of status quo. Maybe I'm a little stressed. Life is crazy, blah, 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 blah. And you want to pray for your kids or somebody else who you love, your husband. Lisa TerKeurst, who, of course, is from Proverbs 31. She's written 1 million books and all that good stuff. I'll never forget something she said to me. Take perfume. Just spray perfume on your child's wrist, okay? And then tell them every time they smell it at school, your mom's praying for you. Like, it's a reminder. It's a tangible reminder. I mean, I guess if it's your husband, you don't want to do that. But, like, you can put a note in his sock drawer.
Essential oils.
Yeah. Essential oils, yes, thank you. But I love that, just knowing that, especially if your daughter is going through something at school, you're praying for her to have friends, that when she smells that delicious floral scent, it's like, mom's praying for me. That's right. It's going to be okay.
I love that. Abby, one of our bloggers here on AllMomDoes, wrote a blog just this week about ways that she shows her kids that she prays for them. And what she does is she has a note cards that she hangs up on the bulletin board for each of her kids. And then when she prays for them, she puts a little dot on their card. And so they can visibly walk past their card and see all these precious dots by their name. And I just think that's a cool picture. They're walking down the hallway and they go, oh, mom's praying for me. Look at that. Look at mom lifted me up all those times. And that's just a cool thing to model for your kids.
Oh my goodness, I kind of want to start that even though my kids are a little older. They might laugh, but they'll love it in secret, I think. It's a great idea.
Some other simple ways to pray, like Erica said, if you're just, doing normal life, you're not in the midst of despair, you just need some simple, tangible ways to pray. A list of Bible verses. Yes. Sometimes if you just can't get the words out, having just a list of Bible verses can help guide you through. We have some up on AllMomDoes. Set a reminder on your phone. It is not a problem to set a reminder to pray. Life is really busy. Google Home at our house, we can say, Google, remind me to pray in 10 minutes. Whatever it is, it's okay to need a reminder. Prayer journal. I know I haven't started one of these, and I don't know if you have, but a lot of my friends do. They journal their prayers, and then they are able to see when they're answered and people they're praying for. I think that's really cool. I've never started it, but I think it's really cool.
Well, think about Facebook. You know how you get your memories and reminders, and you think, oh, wow, God answered that prayer. It comes back, and you're like, oh, my goodness. When I see pictures of my son from a year ago, I'm in shock. Yeah. Like, look at him now.
Yeah, amazing. Prayer requests on note cards. So we've done this with our kids. We'll just sit down and each write our prayer requests down. Now my kids are little, so my son tends to have prayer requests like, please help me beat the next level of my video game. Which we sort of accept it, but then also try to get him channeled into, I don't want to say a real prayer request. Maybe God
for him
about
that's
his
real.
Video game.
Definitely.
But maybe something a little more powerful than that. And then, just those are some little things I have.
Well, another thing that has really helped me, have you ever heard of trigger prayer? So, like every time you brush your teeth, you might pray for somebody you know who's sick. Or every time you walk up steps, you're praying about something specific. When you're looking for a parking space, when you're sitting at a red light, like triggers where your mind goes, oh yeah, I need to pray. A big one for me is, you know how you pick the wrong line at the grocery store? And you know what the temptation is? Your phone is right there, right? Oh my word. And so you just start scrolling on Facebook. Take that second and go, hey, I know my friend who's waiting to get pregnant, who's waiting to find that special someone in their life. When you're waiting in line, it can trigger you to pray for someone. Also, I have a friend, I'm not going to name her. I won't. I'm not going to name her, but she's been going through something really scary lately, like a medical diagnosis, and she's not sure what's going to happen. And she was kind of flipping out, getting nervous. So you know what she did? She just wrote out a prayer of thanksgiving to God. She's like, God, I'm going to trust you in this situation, and she named it. I know you're already working for my good. Danny Goki is an artist, right? A Christian music artist. He's from American Idol fame. I actually got to have lunch with him a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about waiting and trusting God. And he was encouraging us at that table that day to say, don't you be afraid to get bold with God. And, you know, like with me, I'm praying for my daughter to meet some friends here in this new town that we moved to. It's like saying, God, I am expecting you. I can't wait to see the friends you're going to bring into my daughter's life. And so just kind of like, not a name it and claim it kind of thing, but a stepping forward in faith and looking up to this God who is good and wants the best for our children, right?
Oh, I love that. That's great. Well, I wrote a prayer.
Oh, I love this.
And I actually wrote it for National Prayer Day, but I thought it was maybe applicable today to just share with you as we close today. And we just encourage you to find ways that prayer fits into your daily life. You know, write it on mirrors. Maybe this prayer can be kind of a model for you. And yeah, so here we go.
Love it.
Child of mine, I am praying for you and your influence in this world. As you enter this world, I pray for you. My insides are shaking, but I try to keep my hands steady as I try to lead you, share what I know. You are surrounded with this world, and I pray that your heart remains strong and knows hope. I wish 1,000,000 times a day that I could protect you from every form of evil, discouragement, pain, and disappointment this world will throw at you, even though I know it will shape you, mold you, and refine you. Lord, give me strength to prepare you for these things, to have the hard conversations. I pray that you stand strong in the face of those who would bully others. I pray that you would always choose the high road, that you would be a safe place of friendship and encouragement for your friends. I pray that you are filled, bubbling over with compassion for this world, that you are known for your love and your grace. This doesn't mean people walk over you, but that you are a strong voice of truth, hope, life in times of darkness. The world needs unity, and I pray that if I have any prejudices and hostilities that I've given you inadvertently, that they are made known and washed away. Each of us is made in the image of God, and I ask that our family is given a heart of understanding and empathy. I pray that you always know the truth, that you always choose Jesus, even when the world and its many messages feels confusing. I pray that the words of the Bible grip your heart. Oh, dear one, I had no idea when I brought you in this world what God was really entrusting me with. I pray that you change the world and that I don't hold you back because I'm afraid of letting go. As you run into the world, as you begin to lean away from me and into yourself, as you find your path from God, I will hold the memory in my hand of the moment last night when you kissed me on the cheek unasked and said, I love you, Mom. I'm taking a deep breath and praying for faith and strength for both of us. You are amazing and creative and full of life. Spread your joy to this world, my child. Pick up your gifts that are just for you and shine bright. Together, child of mine, let's be a light in this world. Amen.
Rebecca, that is so beautiful. I'm calling that a mom psalm. That was so good. Are you going to post that?
Yeah, so this is up on AllMomDoes. I'll put it in our notes for this, and hopefully it just encourages you and can be a starting point for prayer.
That is really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. You really touched my heart.
Thank you. We love you. Yeah, thanks for being here. Love you guys. Post your prayer tips in the comments below, and let's do this together.
Yes, we're in this together.
You're not alone. Bye.